We're talking about heirs property. Let's get straight into it. If your grandmother has a property and she passes, or your mother has a property, or your father and they pass, and it's left to the children, that is considered heirs property. We lose a lot of our land and a lot of our property because of heirs property challenges, right? When all of the heirs are put into possession and there's a multitude of heirs. I'm not talking about when it's 2 or 3 individuals. I'm talking about when there's 7, 10, 15 heirs, right? The mistake that I see made many times is that the attorney who's handling the succession process or the probate process for the family, they will put all of these individuals in actual possession of the property. What do I mean by that? I mean, it's in their name. 15 people hold title to the property now. 95% of the time, that is going to be a nightmare, and that's eventually going to lead to the property being lost in a way that was preventable. The first thing is that it's hard to get 3 or 4 people to agree on what day of the week it is, let's be honest, right? But when you put 15 individuals in title, it creates a multitude of challenges. Who's going to live there? Who's going to maintain the property? Who's going to pay the property taxes? If there's improvements that needs to be made to the property, now we have to have 15 individuals who all have to sign to make that happen, right? And it often leads to the property deteriorating over time, and it just leads to everyone getting fed up and frustrated with the process, and the property a lot of times becomes lost to tax sales or to, code enforcement, seizures, things like that. What I've come to see the majority of the time, the legal professional that's handling the estate for the family, before they put all of these individuals in title, they don't do a check on each individual's name in the parish records where the property is located, right? When you put all of these individuals in title, a lot of times someone has some type of lien, money judgment against their name. And what happens is when you put them in title of a property, those things now attaches to the property. A IRS lien, a child support lien, a money judgment from a credit card that wasn't paid, right? And now this presents even more challenges to the property. It also presents challenges in regards to what's going to be done with the property. Half wants to sell, half doesn't want to sell. One person wants to keep it in the family, but the other 14 doesn't want to sign over their interest to the one person who does want to keep it in the family. And so what are the ways that we can avoid this?